Okay, so welcome to ENS 185 Engineering Data Analysis. Let's continue with the probability. Well, last meeting we have discussed about the permutation, combination, and how do we do with the factorials. Now, let's proceed with the actual examples and lectures on the probability. So when we say probability, we're talking about the chances that a given event will occur. Okay, so for us, for example, what is the chance that a child or a family of children will have a given phenotype? So when we say phenotype, ano yung mga physical characteristics niya? Either we're talking about the weight, the height, or the color of the skin, the type of the hair, the facial structures. So we're talking about what is the chance of a child to be born with that kind of phenotype. So that's just for an example of a probability. So when you say probability, it is expressed in numbers between 0 to 1. Ibig sabihin, we have either percentages or either fraction na value. No? When we say the probability is equal to 0, it means that the event will never happen. No? The event never happens. When we say probability is equal to 1, it means that it always happens. So 0 to 1 and whatever in between is also included. The total probability of all possible event always sums up to 1. For example, if you have a probability of event A and then you have event B and you have event C. So when we will have the total probability, we will just add those values of event A, event B, and event C. No, then it will sum up to 0 to 1. So that's the probability. Always 0 to 1 siya. So let's go to the basic definition of probability. The probability of an event equals the number of times it happens divided by the number of opportunities. So automatically we have to say that the probability is equal to number of times it happens over the number of opportunities. Okay? So these numbers can be determined by experiment or by knowledge of the system. So either we have already a preconceived knowledge of the system or we will do it by experiment. No? For instance, if you roll a die, so die is actually the singular of dice. No? So the chance of rolling a 2 is 1/6. Ibig sabihin, ilang faces ba yung isang die natin? So it has, since cube siya, so meron siyang 6 faces. So, what is the chance of rolling the number 2 sa dice mo? So since there's only one number 2 doon sa faces nung die mo, therefore, the number of times it happens is 1 and the number of opportunities of giving a certain face is 6. So, ibig sabihin, we have a 1, 2, and we have total of 6 faces. So, so for a die, so the chance of getting or the probability is equal to 1/6. Okay, so assuming the die is balanced, a 2 will come out one time in a 6 rows or 6 tries or 6 opportunities pala. So it is also possible to determine probability by experiment. So if a die were unbalanced, like you have put some loadings to promote cheating or promote a bias doon sa dice mo, you could roll it hundreds of or thousands of times to get the actual probability of getting a 2. For a fair die, ibig sabihin ng fair die, wala kang nilagay na mga loading doon sa die mo, wala kang bias doon sa die mo, the experimentally determined number should be quite close to 1/6, especially with many rolls. So, kung meron kang die and then with large number of rolls, kahit ilang beses mo siyang i-roll, pag binilang mo yung number of 2, kung kailan ka nakakuha ng 2, divided by the number of opportunities mo, no, you will always get quite close to 1 over 6 because that is the probability, the actual probability of getting the phase 2 out of the 6 phases. In the study of the probability, we shall consider activities for which the outcomes cannot be predicted with certainty. No? These activities called experiment. So once you study a probability and then you want to produce an outcome from it, you always do it with an experiment. So experiment could also result in a single outcome. Although the single outcome cannot be predicted before the performance of the experiment, the set of all possible outcomes can be determined. This is true kasi we can easily determine all the possible outcomes. For example, dun sa die natin, pag nag-roll tayo ng die, we can always determine the all possible outcome. We can get 1, we can get 2, we can get 3, we can get 4, we can get 5, we can get 6. No? But before the experimentation, hindi mo alam kung ano yung lalabas, ano yung possible outcomes. What we can just give is the probability. What is the possibility? What is the chance of getting a certain phase? So yun lang yung alam natin, the probability. But we cannot like directly kumbaga manghuhula or something like alam na natin yung susunod na mangyayari, no? We cannot always do naman that. This set of all possible outcomes is referred to as a sample space. So, kinwestiyon na rin to sa attendance natin that the sample space is the list of all the possible outcomes. So, dun sa die natin, the possible outcomes are 1 to 6. Each individual element, so each element of the sample space is what we call a sample point. So, 1 is a sample point, 2 is a sample point, 3 sample point, and so on and so forth. So, going into the definition of the terms, when we say random experiment, from the itself a random, it means it has no precise sequence of doing that, no? Or random, wala kang uh, like ano nga yan, procedure or the um, parang formula on how to do that. No, it's very random. It's any process of generating a set of data of observation that can be repeated under basically the same conditions which led to a well-defined outcomes. So dapat lahat ng gagawin mong each of the experiment must be of the same conditions. So kung mag-experiment 1 ka versus the experiment 2, dapat same condition lang siya. So that could be a random experiment. Unless if we tweak some of the variables dun sa second experiment mo or third experiment mo, that would lead to a um, parang a trend, no? Or kung ano yung gusto mong makuha. So it's not random anymore. Sample space, ito pabalik-balik natin gina-define. It's the list of all possible outcomes of an experiment, usually denoted as S. And the sample point is the element of the sample space. When we say event, it's the any subset of the sample space usually denoted by capital letters. No? So si sample, si S is the sample space and the event, for example, event A, event B, and so on and so forth, hanggang event Z, no? These are events denoted in capital letters. So yung events naman are subset of the sample space. For example, doon sa um, sample space natin na die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a die. No? The sample space are 6. So pwede kang mag-event. Like for example, event A are all even numbers. So all even numbers are, let's say, uh, 2, wait lang, ilagay ko lang siya sa isang set. So this is S. No. The S is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for example, A is 2, 4, and 6. Those are all even. For example, event B or all odds. So 1, 3, 5, those are all odds. So A and B is a subset of the sample S. You know? Null space is also a subset of the sample space that contains no element. So ibig sabihin sa lahat ng sample space may null space. And it's denoted by a null symbol, no? The O and then slash. So lahat ng mga sample space, it contains a null space. Number six, a simple event, an event uh, which only contains only one element of the sample space, no? So again, event pa rin siya. For example, this is a C. The ano yung pwede nating maisip sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that is just one? Very unique. Nag-iisa lang siya. For example, 4. 4 is a perfect square. So, C is a simple event of perfect square. Kasi yung mga perfect square natin like 4, 9, 16, 25, no? Those who has a roots, no? Or a roots of a whole number. So ang root ng 4 is 2, no? Or positive 2, no? So ibig sabihin it is a perfect square. So since nag-iisa lang siya, so it can be denoted as a simple event. Next, compound event, an event that can be expressed as a union of the simple events, thus containing more than one sample points. For example, if you have a, um, um, let's say, event D, which is a D is a union of A and C. So, ibig sabihin, pinagsama mo ngayon si A and the C. So, this is a compound event. No, it's a union of simple events. Yeah, I think simple events dapat siya. For example, ano pa ba yung pwede natin maging simple event dito? So I'm gonna erase na lang to para mas maging sakto tayo. For example, si D is a 5, no? As an element of 5, let's say we define D as a divisible by 5. Okay. Sample C is a perfect square. um, Sample, no, event C is a perfect square, event D is a divisible by 5. So 5 lang yung divisible by 5. Therefore, if we get like event E is a union of C and D, we now have a compound event. Ah, okay. Mutually exclusive events naman, if two events A and B are mutually exclusive, if A intersect B have no elements in common. No? So, ibig sabihin, mutually exclusive siya if wala silang common um, na value. For example, si event A natin is the even numbers which is 2, 4, 6. The event B is odd numbers containing elements 1, 3, 5. Therefore, A intersect B. Do we have values that are common between the events A and B? None. So therefore, if A intersect B is equal to 0, this is mutually exclusive event. These are mutually exclusive events. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang nag-intersect or walang common elements. So probability experiments, so when we do now the experiment dun sa probability natin, um, experiment is an action through which specific results like counts, measurements, or responses are obtained. Okay, example, rolling a die and observing the number that is rolled is a probability experiment. So, observing the number that is rolled, kung nakailan mo siya ni-roll yung die mo, is a probability experiment. Yeah, observing the number of roll nung pagdai mo is a probability experiment. The result of a single trial in a probability experiment is an outcome. Again, the events are the subset of the sample space. When we say outcome naman, it's the result outcome. It's the result of a single trial. So, makaisa lang na experiment, it's already an outcome of probability experiment. For example, if you roll that die and then lumabas siya ng 3, therefore 3, no, is a result of a single trial. No, so the outcome there na 3 is a single trial. The set of all possible outcomes, again, is sample space. So the sample space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, has 6 outcomes. Ito, binanggit ko na to din kanina, when we say event, for example, one die is roll, the event A is rolling the even numbers. So ito. So the event A is rolling the even numbers. So the set of possible elements for A are 2, 4, and 6. So the simple event is an event that consists of a single outcome. So sinabi ko na rin doon. For example, event C and C is a perfect square. Event D is a divisible by 5. Nag-iisa lang siya dun sa subset ng sample space natin. A die is rolled. The event A is rolling an even number. That is not a simple event because the outcomes could be 2, 4, and 6. The probability of an event denoted by PA. So, dito na tayo magkakaroon ng probability natin, no? The notation of the probability. So, when we say P, open parenthesis A, close parenthesis, ibig sabihin this is the probability of an event A. No? Is the sum of the possibilities of mutually exclusive outcomes that constitute the event. It is must satisfy the following such that the probability must be greater than or equal to the PA and must less than or equal to 1. So yan lang yung probabilities natin. Okay? It is a probabilities of mutually exclusive outcomes. Ibig sabihin, magkakaiba yung um, mga trials mo, no? As much as possible, yung mga probabilities mo within that experiment, no, are mutually exclusive. So let's go to the typical kasi pinaka basic na example talaga ng probabilities are yung tossing a coin, rolling a dice, no. So yung pag-roll ng dice natin is actually a game of chance. No? When we say even, an even score is recorded on a roll of dice. We have 2, 4, 6. So we have now the probability of getting even. So for example, P of getting even, which is A. Now, what is the probability of getting even? So A natin are events of uh, even numbers. So the probability of that, we have number 2, no? Number 2 na value. So that's 1/6. Pwede rin yung 4 na value which is 1/6 again. Pwede din yung 6 na value 1/6. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Yung 2, the chances of getting the 2 is just 1/6. Kasi nag-iisa lang yung 2 dun sa die. No, hindi pwedeng maging dalawa yung number 2 dun sa die. So since nag-iisa lang yung number 2 sa die, the chances of getting the 2 is 1/6. Similarly, ganun din sa 4. Nag-iisa lang yung 4 natin, kaya 1/6 din si 4. And then nag-iisa din si 6 natin, so 1/6. Therefore, the chances of getting the even number are 1 half or 0.5. This is the probability of getting an even number on a die. Okay? Assuming fair die tayo ha. On a fair die. Dapat fair. Okay. So event A is the sum of the scores of two dice is equal to 6. For example naman nito, you ito kasi different, each problem kasi pwede nating lagyan ng event A, event B, each problem. For example, for this specific problem, we denote A as a subset of the sum of the scores of two dice in is equal to 6. So, example, we have two dice rolling, and then another die here na niro-roll natin, no? Yung die natin, syempre dito ka titingin, no? What you can see on the top of the die. Ngayon, what are the events daw na makakuha ka ng value na kung isum mo yung event nila is equal to 6. So, ano yung mga value na yon? For example, we have here, pwedeng 1, pwedeng 5, no? Here, pwedeng 2, pwedeng 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, 4 is equal to 6, 3 and 3, pwede kang is equal to 6, ipa-plus natin yan sila. Ito, makakuha ka ng 4 plus 2, again, that's 6. What else? Pwede ka makakuha ng 5 plus 1, that is 6. Meron pa ba? May ways pa ba? Wala namang 0, so hindi ka pwede maging 6 plus 0 kasi wala namang 0 sa dice. So you have 6 possible ways of doing that. So ibig sabihin, the set of A, no? The event A has a set na pwedeng 1 and 5, pwedeng 2 and 4, pwedeng 3 and 3, pwedeng 4 and 2, and pwedeng 5 and 1. Okay, or if you get the probability of A, to get the probability of A, what is the probability of getting 1 and 5? What is the probability of getting a 1 and 5? Here, as you can see, if we construct this table such that yung horizontal natin is puro 1 lang yung first die, this is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. So, lahat ng first die mo is 1. And then, dito naman sa y or sa column natin, puro 1 naman yung pangalawang die. So, kung gagawa tayo ng table sa lahat ng possible outcomes, it can say na it's 6 times 6. So, that 36 possible ways or 36 na permutations yung makukuha natin. Like 36 pairings, no? 36 na pair na makuha natin. So, the possibility of getting one of the five is 1 over 36. Plus, the possibility of getting 2 or 4 is 1 over 36. The possibility of getting 3 over 3 and 3 is 1 over 36. The possibility of 4 and 2
Yes,
and
sir.
yes.
Wala na pong ano, sir, yung pinipresent niyo, sir. Hindi na po makita.
Okay, thank you for that. Nakapresent pa naman ako. How about that?
Meron na, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, if we add those two numbers, since pareha lang naman, those numbers, since pareha lang naman denominator, 36 and 5. So 5 over 36 is the probability of getting sum of the scores of two dice equal to 6. Okay, this is the probability. Now, we also have this the notation NA. Ibig sabihin, what are the numbers of the event A? So, ilan ba yung event A natin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we have 5 numbers. This is the uh, number of elements of an event. Again, pag may P sa unahan, ibig sabihin we're talking about the probability. What is the probability of getting all the events? And N A is the number of elements of an event. So ilan bibilangin mo ngayon ano yung mga events? 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So automatically 5. Or you can just make a diagram here na mga pairings, no? The or horizontal is the first die, the vertical is the second die. And then ipi-pairing-pairing mo sila. So ano yung mga numbers na mag-equal to 6? Itong 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1. Ano yung mga numbers na mag-equal into 5? We have 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay? So dito pala makakita ka na ng pattern mo. Ano yung number na mag-equal into 9? We have 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, 6, and so on and so forth. So the sum of six will be obtained with two fair dice, roughly 5 times out of 36. So this is the probability of getting on that given problem. That is about 14% on the throws. It's because 5 divided by 36, it's equal to 0.14. So ibig sabihin, you have a 14% chance of getting a sum of the two dice that is equal to 6. Okay, so if we have to find the event B, so yun yung si event A natin, sorry. And then the event B is, the event B, at least one of the dice records a 6. So, ibig sabihin naman, ililista mo lahat ng mga ng pairing nung dalawang dice mo na ang isa doon is 6. So saan natin makikita sa table? Dito, no? Either the first dice are all 6 or the second die are all 6. Okay? So the probability of getting that B is equal to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 out of 36. So that's the probability of getting that. So this is the probability of getting at least uh, one of the two dice records 6. No? But for example, at least it yeah. What is the probability of getting uh, uh, 6 at the first die? What is the probability of getting at least like that? What is the probability of getting 6 at the first die? So anong probability lang na makakuha ka ng 6 sa first dice? Sa first die, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6
No,
all
sir.
over 36. Any question? Okay. So, what if we're talking about the prime or the complement? So, pag may complement siya, for example, B, what is the probability of B complement? No? So, ang kinukuha lang natin diyan is actually the what is the kumbaga kung ano yung wala dun sa event na yon. So, ibig sabihin, the PB prime is equal to, since ang automatically the highest possibility natin or probability natin is 1, and to get the complement, ano yung wala sa event B? So, ibig sabihin, yung wala sa event B is getting no of the two dice record 6. No, so that's 1 all over 1 minus 11 over 36 or 25 over 36. This is getting no record of 6 in either in 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 at least one die. Ibig sabihin, wala ka talagang makitang 6 sa kahit ni isang die. Yun yung si 25/36. Si 11/36, yun yung kahit isang die is makagawa siya ng 6 or makalapaglaba siya ng 6. Pero pag sinabi natin complement, ano yung hindi talaga nagawa ng event or there is no record of 6 in at least one die. Okay? Yun si complement. So, tatandaan lang din natin yun. So, let's have this example. Exercises. Okay, number one. So, the basic or yung technique lang sa probability is you really have to understand the problem and you really have to like imagine what is going on. No? So, dapat yung comprehension natin dito, medyo confident tayo. Number one, consider the activity of rolling a die. So, you have to roll one die lang, no? Dun pa lang dapat alam na natin. This activity has 6 possible outcomes. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And thus, you have a sample space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yun yung mga elements nung sample space mo. Now, any numbers 1 to 6 is a sample point. Yes, we can say that there are 6 sample points. If we let A be the event of getting an even number, I think this is just what we have did, no? B is an event of getting perfect square, then we have, so for this example, the A is the event of getting the even numbers. So what are the even numbers? 2, 4, 6. And the event B is getting a perfect square. So ano lang yung perfect square natin? Pwedeng 1 and pwedeng 4. No? So, note that, okay, so parang may mali ako kanina dun sa example ko sa simple event. So, the simple event here, let's say, I'm gonna, yung 4 na lang natin. Let the perfect square be greater than 1. No? So, any perfect square greater than 1, which is 4. Okay. Yun yung kulang ko kanina. So, yung perfect square natin here sa B is 1 and 4. Okay? Note that the some elements of A, so yung elements of A natin are 2, 4, and 6. And the number of sample points in the sample space event A and B are usually written as here. So, ibig sabihin, yung, if ang sample natin is, I think sinabi ko na rin to kanina, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then the number of sample points in S is equal to 6. Okay? The number of sample points in A is equal to 3. And the number of sample points in B is equal to 2. So number 2 exercise, if a pair of dice is rolled, then determine the number of sample points of the following. So ito, bibilangin lang natin yung mga sample points natin, ha? So for example, if a lang, we have if a pair of die is rolled, so meron kang dalawang die na naman here. Sorry. Then determine the number of sample points of the following. A, the sample space. So automatically the sample space natin is all the possible outcomes na pwede nating makuha. For example, pwede tayong makuha ng 1, 1. Pwede tayong makuha ng 1, 2. Pwede tayong makuha ng 1, 1, 3. And so on and so forth. Pwede ka makakuha ng 6 and 6. Okay? So, ilan lahat yung pwede natin maging sample points? Automatically, the NS is equal to 36. 6 times 6. So the number of sample points for A is 36. Letter B, the event of getting the 5. Ano yung mga events of getting the 5 natin? For example, we denote event A. Ano yung mga event of getting a 5? So when we go back here, ano yung mga sum natin is 5? 1, 4,
4132
uh,
3.
yes, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1. So NA, the number of the sample points here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 4 sample space. Next, saan na yun? Letter, letter C. Um, the event of getting a sum of at most 4. So at most 4. So ano yung mga, uh, pag sinabi natin at most 4, ibig sabihin 4 na yung limit mo. So dapat yung mga event of getting a sum, pwedeng sum of, hindi pwedeng sum of 1 kasi wala ka namang 0. Pwedeng sum of 2. Sum of 2, sum of 3, and sum of 4. Kasi at most 4 naman. So, bibilangin mo yung lahat ng events mo na ang sum niya is either, ang sum nila is either 2, 3, and 4. So, let's denote this as event B. So, ano yung mga samples nun? We have 1, 1. We have here 1, 2, 2, 1, and then we have 1, 3, we have 2, 2, and then we have 3, 1. So ilan yun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n of B is equal to 6. At most 4. At most 4. So pinakalimit mo yung 4. Pwedeng sum of 2, pwedeng sum of 3, pwedeng sum of 4. Um, okay, so nakuha na natin si um, number 2. Let's go to the number 3. In number 3, we have a box contains 6 red, 4 green balls. If 3 balls are drawn from the box, then determine the number of sample points of the following. Sige. We have, lagyan natin, ilang red yun? We have 6 reds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we also have 4 green balls. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 3 balls are drawn from the box. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung box, kukuha ka ng tatlong balls dyan. No? Pag kinuha ko tong pag kinuha ko tong tatlong balls na to, it doesn't matter kung ano yung order niya. No, kasi hindi ko naman sila pinangalanan eh. Like, this is red 1, red 2, red 3. Hindi naman. Ang gagawin mo is kukuha ka, igugrupo mo into 3. So, pwede kong makuha ang tatlong red, pwede kong makuha ang dalawang red, isang green, pwede ako makakuha ng dalawang green, isang red, no? Pero, ang pagkuha mo kasi is by group, na a group of 3 ang pagkuha mo. Pag magsiselect ka, based on groupings, it doesn't matter what is the order, automatically, you're talking about combination. No? You're doing the combination. Again, doon sa previous lectures natin, we talk about the difference about between the permutation and combination. Pag permutation, yung pagkuha mo or yung pag-select mo is by arrangement, by its order, by chronological order, di ba? Pag combination, hindi. Gagawa ka ng grupo, gagawa ka ng committee, magsiselect ka of group of 3, parang ganun. So dito, magsiselect ka ng group of 3. No? So select a group of 3 balls. Then determine the number of sample points of the following. So, ilan ba yung pwede mong kunin doon sa sample mo? So, this is a combination problem since you have to group your selection process. So, yung selection process natin, letter A, how many balls yung meron tayo? We have 10 balls. No? With 6 plus 4, we have 10 balls. So, yung 10 balls na yun, kukuha ka ng 3. So, ibig sabihin, from our previous lecture, what is the combination of getting 3 balls in 10 balls? Now, what is the combination of getting 3 balls in 10 balls? Or pwede ring combination 10, comma 3. But sa calculator natin, pwedeng 10C3. So, when you do that, we have uh, 10 combination 3, we have 120. So, you have 120 na events, number of events. So, therefore, ang sagot sa number A, the sample space, the N of S is equal to 120. B, getting the event of getting all green balls. Okay? Paano ka kukuha ng all green balls mo for this matter? Okay, note that yung green balls mo you have 4 green balls, and then you have 6 red balls. Sorry. Okay. So, ang question is, what if kukuha ka ng 3 balls, pero dapat yung makuha mong 3 balls are all green balls. So, ilan ba yung possibility or ilan ba yung maximum na green balls na meron ka? Ang pagpipilian mo, 4. Di ba? And then, you only have to get 3 balls. So, ibig sabihin, 4, uh, taking 3 at a time. Okay? Kukuha ka lang ng 3 doon sa 4 na balls na pwedeng mong makuha. So, these are the events of getting all 3 balls. All 3 balls are green. No, kasi all green. So, 4 lang yung all green mo. And then, kukuha ka ng, makatatlo ka, 3 bola lang yung kukunin mo. So, the answer here is equal to 4. Therefore, the N of this event, for example, this event is event A. The event A is equal to 4. Letter C, the event of getting 1 red and 2 green balls. Okay? So, ilan yung pagpipilian mo sa red balls? 6. So, you have to get 1 doon sa 6 red balls mo, plus you have to get 2 doon sa green balls mo. Okay? So, we denote this as the event B. No? So, this is equal to 6 taken 1 at a time using your calculator. 6 shift divide 1 plus 4 shift divide 2, you will be given um, 12. You have 12. So this is N of the event B is equal to 12. This is 12. Okay, so this is clear na rin sa atin. Again, combination siya na problem because you have to get 3 groups. So it doesn't matter whatever the arrangement of the balls kasi sasabay mo kasi silang kukunin eh. Sasabayin mo rin silang kunin. So probability is the chance that an event will happen. Yes. The probability of an event A denoted by P, open parenthesis A, close parenthesis, refers to the number between 0 and 1, including the values of 0 and 1. This number can be expressed as a fraction. So yun yung sabi ko kanina, pwede siyang fraction, pwede siyang decimal, pwede siyang percent. Pero usually pag nagde-decimal kasi tayo, we tend to round off or round down the number. So, pinaka-safe dito si fraction. Okay lang na i-express natin siya sa fraction. Pwede rin mag-express tayo ng decimal, but for this case, kung magde-decimal tayo, we'll always look at the three decimal places. Okay, no? Minsan naman, paminsan lang tayo magpo-present. Usually, nagpo-present tayo pag nagdi-discuss na tayo or we do some of the inferences or nag-conclude tayo. Pwede tayo mag-present doon. When we assign a probability of 0 to event A, it means that it's impossible for event A to occur. No? So, kung 0 yung probability mo, ibig sabihin there is an impossibility on that. When the event A is assigned a probability of 1, therefore event A will always occur. So, probability of A plus the probability of A complement is equal to 1. No? Since probability of A complement is the one that is not happening. So, the sum of these two probabilities of the event A and the event where A is not happening is equal to 1. Or summa total, we can say that the probability of the occurrence plus the probability of non-occurrence is always equal to 1. For example, a student in a statistics class was able to compute the probability of passing the subject to be equal to 0.55. So, undoubtedly naman sa inyo na 0.55 yung passing rate natin. Ibig sabihin nito is 55% of the class lang yung makakapasa. Okay, the probability of passing the subject equal to 0.55. Based on this information, what is the probability that he is not going to pass the subject? So automatically, if the probability na makapass ka is 0.55, the probability na hindi ka makapass is 1 minus 0.55, which is 0.45. So there are three approaches of probability. We have the subjective probability, the classical probability, and the empirical probability. So we will look at the differences between these probabilities. When we say subjective probability, it results from intuition or educated guesses or an estimates. You know? For example, a business analyst predicts that the probability of a certain union going on strike is 0.15. So it just on the intuition or educated guess muna lang, no? Okay, so ito nasabi na natin kanina. So if 0.5 naman yung probability natin, ibig sabihin there is a even chances of having that event to occur. When we say classical or theoretical, it is used when each outcome in a sample space is equally likely to occur. So sa classical probability, this happens in a fair experiment. No? Wala kang bias, wala kang subjective na input, no? Wala kang intuition na ginagamit. It's based on the likeliness to occur. No? So alam natin yung pwedeng lalabas or yung sample space. No? Na-determine natin yung sample space here in the classical probability. So automatically, the probability of that event to happen is the number of the outcomes in the event over the total number of outcomes in a sample space. So number of event over the number of sample space. So example, a die is rolled. So automatically, we have the sample space na. No? 6 sample space or there are 6 elements in your sample space. So find the probability of event A, which is the event A is rolling a 5. So automatically, isa lang yung 5 natin. So nadidetermine natin the probability on there. Ano? So the event A is 5, the number of event is 1, the probability of that event is 1 over 6. So let's have a problem here on the tossing of coins. So if a coin is tossed, what is the probability of getting ahead? So ilan lang ba yung pwedeng possible outcomes natin sa yeah. This is I think this is classical probability. So sa classical probability natin, example number one, we say that if a coin is tossed, what is the probability of getting head? So kung mag-coin tayo, automatically the natin, sample space natin are head lang and tail. No? So what is the probability of getting the head? The number of sample natin is equal to 2. Then if the event A is equal to the head, then the number of the event A is equal to 1. Therefore, the probability of A getting the event A is 1 over 2 or 0.5. Number 2, if two coins are tossed, what are the probability of getting both heads? So, dapat both heads tayo ha. So, you have two coins now here. So, the sample space are pwedeng head tail, pwedeng tail head, pwedeng tail tail, pwedeng head head. Okay? So, the number of sample space is equal to 4. The event A is equal to, ano yung pwede natin event A dito? The both heads. So, that's H and H. Both are heads. So, the NA is equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, the probability of getting the both heads lang tayo. So, P of A is equal to 1 over 4, which is equals to 1 over 25. Number 3, if a die is rolled, what is the probability of getting an odd number, an even number, or a perfect square? So, one die is rolled, one die lang. So, the sample space here, again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, the NS, the number of sample points is 6. No? So, let's say we denote event A as your getting the odd numbers. So what are the odd numbers? We have 1, 3, and 5. So the number of odd numbers is equal to 3. So the probability of getting the odd number is 3 over 6, or let's just say 0.5. If the event B are the even numbers, so they had 2, 4, 6. So the NB here is equal to 3. The probability of getting that B is equal to 3 over 6, again 0.5. Next, we have the event C where we have a perfect square. So what are the perfect squares? We have 1 and 4. So the n of the C is equal to 2. So now the probability of getting that C is equal to 2 over 6, or let's just say 1/3 or 0.333. Number 4, if a pair of dice is rolled, what is the probability of getting a sum of 6? So what is the probability of getting a sum of 6? And what if a sum of 13? So, ano yung mga NS natin? Ano yung mga samples natin? Definitely, it's the N of S is equal to 36. No? It's because pair of dice naman siya. So, 36. Yung NS, the number of samples natin. Now, ano yung mga, the event A are those na ang sum nila is 6. No? So, ano yung mga sum nila is 6? We have 1, 5, we have 1, 5, 2, 4. Teka lang ha. Excuse me. So we have 1, 1, 5. We have 2, 4. We have 3, 3. We have 4, 2. And we have 5, 1. So yun yung mga events natin. No? So the number of sample points in the event A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5. Then the probability of getting the A is 5 over 36. Okay? A sum of 13. Pwede ba? A sum of 13. What is the maximum possible? What is the maximum possible number? 12 lang. No, it's because 6 plus 6. So, ibig sabihin, if B has no value, ibig sabihin null set, therefore, the probability of B is equal to 0. Number 5, the probability that a college student without a flu shot will get the flu is 0.42. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya nabaksinan, pero pwede ka magka-flu. So, that is 0.42. Now, what is the probability that a college student without the flu shot and will not get the flu? So, both are without flu shots or without the vaccine. No? But the probability of get college student without a flu shot na magkaka-flu ka is 0.42. Now, the probability of that college student without a flu and it will not get without the flu shot and it will not get a flu is equal to 1 minus 42. This is 0.58. Number 6, a box contains red uh, sorry. So number 6, a box contains uh, seven red, six green balls. So automatically we have ilan yung red natin? We have seven red balls and we have six green balls. So what is the probability of getting both green? So kukuha ka ng what's the probability of getting both green and what is the probability of getting one red and one green? Okay, so again, ilan lahat ng balls mo? We have 13 balls all in all. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin ngayon, kukuha ka ng dalawa doon sa 13 balls mo. So, this time, parang pareha doon sa kanina na combination problem. So, this is a combination problem. So, the n of s, the number of the sample points na pwede mong makuha no, sa sample space mo is equal to the 13 getting 2 at a time. No? So, 13C2, we have 78. So, yung sample space mo here, the number of sample space is 78. Now, first condition is you get the both green. So, yung gagawin mo, both green yung kukunin mo. So, saan ka kukuha ng both greens? Doon sa 6 greens mo. So, we have 6 green balls and then kukuha ka ng both greens. Okay? So, this is 6 combination of 2. We have 15. So, you get the probability of getting this event. We denote this as the number of sample points of the event A. Okay, so therefore the probability of event A is equal to 15 over 78, which is 0.19. Tama ba? 15 divided by 78, we have 0.192. Now, letter B. What is the probability of getting one red and one green? Okay, so kanina kasi is yung ginawa natin is binila natin yung mga sample spaces natin. This time bibilangin natin the probability of getting these both. So kung you have a events that is paano ba? Consecutively happening, no? you have to multiply the probability of that. For example, um, yung pagkuha mo ng one red is 7 C1, no? Makakuha ka lang ng sure na red doon sa 7 na red balls. And then, yung pagkuha mo nung, so, wait lang ha, sorry. So, ang first na kinuha mo dito is the 7 1, di ba? Kumuha ka ng 1 doon sa 7 balls mo. I-multiply mo ngayon siya doon sa pagkuha mo ng green balls mo. So, pagkuha mo ng green balls mo here is 6 combination 1. So, this is pagkuha mo ng red ball and then pagkuha mo ng green ball. Okay? So, that is equal to 7C1 times 6C1. So, that's 42. So this is 42. So this 42, we denote that is the number of the sample points of the event B. So let's assume that the first event is the event A, the second event is the event B. So the probability of the event B to happen is equal to 42 all over 78 kasi 78 yung NS natin. So we have 42 divided by 78, it's equal to 0.53538. 538. So, it's just saying na, okay, mas mataas pala yung probability mo pag magkuha ka ng isang red pati isang green. No? Kesa sa doon sa magkuha ka ng dalawang green, is because yung pagpipilian mo lang sa dalawang green no, is 6 greens lang. Mas mataas ang chance na makakuha ka ng bola kung ang isa is red, ang isa kay green. Pero, kung gusto mo na dalawang green lang, mas maliit yung chance mo. Paano kung dalawang red yung kunin mo? Let's see. Kung dalawang red yung kukunin mo, automatically 7 si 2. No? So you have 21. We denote this at event C. All two balls are green, are red. So the probability of that event to happen is equal to 21 over 78 is equal to 0.26269. So dun pa lang, malalaman mo na mas mataas yung chance na makakuha ka ng dalawang red kaysa sa dalawang green. Yung dalawang red, 0.269. Yung dalawang green is 0.192. Okay? So mas mataas yung chance na makakuha ka dun sa dalawang red. Okay, 78. Paano ko doon ako yung 78? Okay, the 78, 13C2, um, this is a combination problem doon sa past lecture natin. You put 13 sa calculator, tas shift divide. Makikita mo yung NCR sa calculator, gagamitin mo yan. That's shift divide. So 13, again, 13 shift divide 2. So 78 yung lalabas sa calculator. Okay, so that's for the classical probability. Let's go to the empirical probability. So sa empirical probability, or what we call the statistical probability, from the word empirical, it means it is driven from the experiment, or it is derived from the experiment. So the empirical frequency of an event E is the relative frequency of the event E. So you have now the frequency of the event E, kung ilang beses siyang pwedeng mangyari, and then the total frequency. So meron lang tayong notation na the frequency of the event is equal to the probability of the event E to happen is equal to the frequency divided by the total frequency. No, the frequency of the event over the total frequency. So for example, a travel agent determines that in every 50 reservations she makes, 12 will be for cruise. No, so dun pa lang hindi ka na mag-experiment. Ikaw as a user, you don't have to make some experiments. Automatically meron ka ng um, set of total frequency. Meron ka na ring set of frequency of the event to happen. So, for example, yun nga, a travel agent determines that in every 50 reservations, kada 50 reservations niya daw, 12 daw, makaka-reserve talaga siya for cruise. No? So, what is the probability that the next reservation she will make will be for cruise? So, automatically, if we denote A as the event, uh, with the event to make reservation for cruise. Therefore, the probability of that event to happen is equal to total frequency of the event. Nakailang event ba siya nag-occur na mag-cruise siya? 12. Sa ilang reservations? 50. So this will be 12 over 50, and that will give you 0.24. So this is the probability of getting the next reservation niya na cruise. Kasi based na siya sa experiment niya eh, based na sa experience niya. Ganito yung nangyari sa akin for 50 reservations, 12 yung nangyari for cruise. So, syempre, automatically, may idea na siya, okay, sa next ko na reservation, probably ito yung makukuha ko. I-erase ko lang tong. Okay, so law of large numbers. So if an experiment, as an experiment is repeated over and over, the empirical probability of an event approaches theoretical or probability of that event. No? So since yung empirical natin is very limited on the number of total frequency natin, like n, if yung n daw, sobrang lumaki yung n mo, the empirical probability will be um, equal to the classical probability or yung theoretical probability of the event natin. No? So, mangyayari lang na mag-i-equal si empirical pati si classical or si theoretical probability if very large number yung samples mo. Okay? Yun yung sinasabi ng law of large number. So, for example, if Sally flips 20 times and gets 3 heads, the empirical probability is 3 over 20 because that's the experiment. That's the actual na nakuha niya. This is not representative of the theoretical probability kasi pag theoretical probability mo, the chances of getting ahead is equal to 1/2. No? So kung naka 20 ka, naka flip ng coin, dapat 10 yung heads mo. No, that's theoretically, no? So but what we're gonna do is you increase the number of the sample. Hindi lang yung 20 yung pag-flip ng coin mo, dagdagan mo yung pag-flip ng 20 mo ng coin mo until such a time makakuha ka ng 1:2. So the theoretical is like the perfect thing or the perfect na probability pa sa kanya based on the theoretical observation. Yung empirical is based on the number of tries mo lang kung number of experiment you did that action. So as the number of times Sally tosses the coin increases, the law of large numbers indicates that the empirical probability will get closer and closer to theoretical probability. So yung 3 over 20, papalapit ng papalapit yan kay 1 over 2. So we also have the probability with frequency distribution. So, ito, madali lang din to siya i-attack na problem. For example, the following frequency distribution represents the ages of 30 students. So you have the ages of 30 students, this number of 30 students, ito yung ages ng 30 students, and then gumawa ka ng frequency distribution table nito. What is the probability that the student is between 26 and 33 years old? So yung 26 to 33 years old, meron ka lang 8 na students na nandun sa klase mo. So pinakamarami sa klase mo, the mode class here is 18 to 25. No, ibig sabihin maraming bata dun sa klase ng statistics class. But ang number of students na nasa bracket na 26 to 33 is just 8. So the probability of the student is 8 over 30. Okay. Record shows that 120 out of 500 students who entered the CS, computer science, or the IT programs leave the school due to the financial problems. What is the probability that a freshman entering this college will leave the school due to financial problems? So, madali lang, no? So, automatically, this is empirical. So, 500 yung total mo, 120 yung frequency mo. So, you have 120 divided by 500. So, the probability na aalis yung estudyante due to the financial problem is 0.24. Okay, that's 120 divided by 500. Last year, the efficiency rating of the employees of a certain company were taken and represented in a frequency distribution below. So, ito yung efficiency rating when we say, so pinakamarami dito is the 72.277. So, majority of the employees has an efficiency rating of 72 to 77. Probably hindi maganda yung performance ng karamihan ng estudyante ng employees. No? So, yun yung um, um, nakita dun sa test or the efficiency rating. So based on the data, what can we say about the proportion of employees for this year who shall have an efficiency rating of 72 to 77 and 84 to 89? So 72 to 77 is nasa 31 over. So you have to add na lang lahat. 12 plus 10. Okay, so this is number 1. Kanina, number 1 kanina is um, 12 divided by 120 divided by 500, it's 0.24. So number 2 here is um, on the range of 72 to 77. What can you say daw? So 72 to 27. So you have to add the number of employees. So the n here is equal to 12 plus 10 plus 31 plus 29 plus 8. Wrong. 12 plus 10 plus 31 plus 29 plus 8, we have 90 employees, no? Sa 90 employees, ang pinakamarami is nasa 72 to 77 with a 31. So if this will be the event A, therefore the probability of that event A to happen is equal to 31 over 90. That will give us 0.344. No, and let's say the event B is 84 to 89, no. So 84 to 89 is 8. So the probability of B, this is 84 to 89. So the probability of B to happen is equal to 8 over 90, or just 0.089. So we can say here that the highest probability is 34% and the lowest probability is 8.9%. No, so 72 to 77, that's the highest number of employees na yun yung efficiency rating nila. And then ang pinaka-lowest is 84 to 89. So konti lang yung mga, so paano ka gagawa ng conclusion dito? Let's just say na if 84 to 89 is the highest rating, pinakamaliit yung 84 to 89, ibig sabihin, konti lang yung employees na gumagawa ng tamang trabaho nila. Karamihan is hindi. Hindi maganda yung rating nila. Or nasa average lang. Kasi 72 to 77 is the average class eh. Or the mean and median class. So, ibig sabihin, average lang yung mga tao. Hindi naman nila ginagawa yung best nila. So when you say complementary events, the complement of event E. So ito sinabi ko na kanina kung paano tayo mag-prime. So the probability of event to happen, PE, plus the probability of the event E not to happen or not the non-occurrence is equal to 1. So pwede lang ninyo i-manipulate the variables. Okay, so example, there are 5 red chips, four blue chips, 6 white chips in a basket. Find the probability of randomly selecting a chip that is not blue. Nag-addition rule na ba tayo? Wait lang ha. Yeah, wala pa. Okay, so how many chips do we have? So number of chips do we have is 5 plus 4 plus 6. Yes, any question? Yeah. So yeah, that's 15. Tama. You have 15 chips. So what is the probability? If we say that 5 red chips is the event A, 4 blue chips is the event B, and the 6 white chips is the event C. No? So what is the probability of randomly selecting a chip that is not blue? So let's say that the probability of A is equal to 5 over 15. That's your red chips. And the probability of B is equal to 4 over 15, which is that's the blue chips. And the probability of C is equal to 6 over 15, that is your white chips. Now, what is the probability of not getting the blue? So the probability of getting the blue is automatically this one. But the probability of not getting the blue chips is equal to 1 minus 4 over 15. That will give you 73, 0.733. So that is the probability of not getting the blue chips. Okay, so addition rule, I think dito lang tayo magsa-stop sa wait lang. Let me just check. Okay. So let us stop here sa addition sa complementary events. If you have any questions, you may ask it now. So that's the end of the lesson for today. Yeah, thank you very much for coming to the